we need to learn the structure of these aldoses. Although it may seem to be a huge task and it may seem to be quite hard. So let me give you some tips and tricks that how to learn all the structures of these aldoses. So first step, you learn that which aldose falls in which category of aldoses. So for example, glyceraldehyde is basically a aldotriose because its carbon skeleton is composed of 3 carbons, while erythrose and triose are aldotetrose because over here there are 4 carbons which are present, while ribinose, arabinose, xylose, and lysose, all these 4 of them are aldopentoses because there are 4 carbons present in them. And allose, altrose, glucose, mannose, glose, idose, and galactose and talose, they are all aldohexoses because each of them are composed of 6 carbons. So once you know the names and in which category they fall, certainly you will get to know that this structure involves carbon chain of how many carbons. For example, to draw the structure of arabinose. Now, I know that arabinose is aldopentose, composed of 5 carbons. I will draw, now it is aldopentose, which means it is polyhydroxyaldehyde. So if it is aldehyde, then one of the 2 terminal carbons should be involved in the formation of the carbonyl group. It can be this carbon over here or this carbon over here. But by convention, we always draw the carbonyl group on the uppermost carbon, and this carbon is always numbered as 1, and the others are then numbered as 3, 4, 5, right? 2, 3, 4, 5. Now this carbon number 1, if you will count, fourth will be satisfied by just 1 hydrogen. Apart from the carbon involved in the formation of the carbonyl group, rest all the carbons in the chain fulfill one of the valencies with hydroxyl group. So all these carbons, be it carbon number 2, 3, 4, or 5, all of them will be fulfilling at least one of the valencies with the help of hydroxyl group. So same thing will be done by this terminal carbon over here, which is carbon number 5. So now around this carbon, this hydroxyl may be oriented in this direction. If not in this direction, it may be oriented in this direction. Okay, if not in this direction, it may be oriented on the right-hand side of the chain. It can be anywhere. It can be anywhere. It's choice, right? So for the timing, let's keep the hydroxyl group on the right-hand side of the chain. Rest 2 valencies, which will certainly be fulfilled by hydrogen over here. Now we move to the interstitial carbons. Carbons between the 2 terminal carbons. There are at least 2 bonds around them. So another 2 bonds need to be formed with 2 groups. Now one of, as it is polyhydroxyaldehyde, so one of that group needs to be hydroxyl group, and the second group will be hydrogen group. Around the interstitial carbons, the orientation, or we can say configuration of hydroxyl groups is really, really specific for a particular molecule. For that, we need to learn these codes over here. The code for arabinose is 34, which is 34. It is denoting that on the carbon number 3 and 4, hydroxyl group needs to be on the right-hand side of the carbon skeleton. Carbon number 2, if it is not mentioned in the code, it actually means that over here, the hydroxyl group is on the left-hand side of this chain. On the alternative positions, we can place our hydrogens, right? So this is basically the structure of arabinose.